What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Freddie and Alyssa Show. We even have it written on our t-shirts.
In case you forgot where you were at, don't worry.
Now we've got you covered. We've got some new merch, and we've been working on this for a while, actually.
We're still working on this thing.
Our first, I think, email, or like first time we ordered our very first sample was April 20th, and it's taken this long to get it perfect. But we had to sample all the material. This shirt is so soft. The cut is great. We wanted nothing but the best for all of our audience and supporters and for us because we're going to rock out a bunch of these.
I need to iron your shirt, though, but I was busy up until I just got home. But it looks really cute on you.
Well, we haven't washed them or anything. It came right out of the package. But we did have 3 that we were going to launch.
I know. Well, we're almost there.
Yeah, so these are the first 2, but we have one more that might be out next Friday. We just had to make an adjustment because someone made a mistake.
Yes.
It was me.
Shocker.
Yeah, the little picture that we have on the shirt wasn't transparent, so it came on this color of a shirt, but it had a white background around the actual thing that we're doing, so I was like, damn it.
Not cute.
But that's why we do samples, because if 50 people ordered it, and then everyone would have the wrong shirt, so we have to make sure that we have it on the website, that we order it, that we receive it, and that it looks and feels and it's perfect, so that we know we can confidently say, these 2 shirts are awesome, and we can stand behind them. So if you want a really nice t-shirt and you want to support the show and rock the Freddie and Alyssa brand, we've got a vintage black, vintage white, tri-blend, super soft and awesome. And you can probably see if you're watching this, that is a vintage black. And here, mine, even though it says vintage white, it is a little light grayish white, so but we like it, and it is. I like the vintage feel.
And I don't know if you guys remember in a past podcast I had worn a similar shirt, but it seemed very incredibly black.
Yes.
And we did like that, but it was a different material, and this one just sits better and fits better. So I really loved the vintage look that we had against the, neon pink. And we also thought, too, let's at least start with a couple items instead of waiting the entire summer to get everything just right and just perfect. Because
we needed,
we just want to get you guys something, because we've gotten a lot of questions about it. So slow and steady we're starting, and I know in the fall we really want to have sweatshirts. Because originally we're like, yes, I'm so excited for sweatshirts, and then summer hit because we were doing this in
March. Yeah, it took so long. Yeah. So
those will come.
Yeah, so and they're also, the website's expanding into hats, and I know I wear hats all the time, so I'm waiting for that to be able to expand as well. So we're just taking it step by step, making sure we're very patient people these days. We've had our experience, and I'm really, I'm adventurous, but I'm patient. So anywho, we got the shirts available. If you're listening on iTunes, you can go to teespring.com/stores/Freddie-Alyssa, and it'll bring you there. If you're watching here on Facebook or YouTube, we'll have the link down below. You can see it in our little merch bar or in the description, or it's probably on the video as well, so you don't have to memorize that.
And if you guys decide to grab yourself one and you want to post it or you in it, just use the hashtag the Freddie and Alyssa Show, and we would love
and tag us on Insta, because we'll repost on our Instagram, because it'll be double promotion, and we'll give you a shout out on our Insta as well. And so we appreciate you very, very much. We have a very amazing episode planned today.
Yeah, we do.
I was lost for words, and I fit in with the word amazing. Well, there's 3 episodes of Sonny and Will today, or this week, and I also worked with Brian DeTillo and Lindsay, and they turned out really great. So I want to talk about that today. But before we do, there's 2 things that I want to bring up that are extremely important. Number 1 is the shout-outs for our producers who are supporting the show. And I decided, because it just so happened that the last 10 producers of the week are very hard to pronounce. So I decided I'm going to kick it to you so that I don't have another edition of Freddie stumbling around trying to share 10 more producers. So would you like to give a shout-out to the 10 producers?
Oh, no, I'm nervous now.
And these producers are probably from the past couple weeks.
Okay. Y'all, please forgive me if I do not say any of these
No, they have to be perfect.
All right, they have to be perfect. No pressure. I got this. Thank you, producers. Miss Amy Yaris, Dina Fernandez, Leah Dweck, Ann Lenny, Tony Kraker, Vicky Pekasek. I'm so sorry. That was the one
there
I was
you
so
go.
nervous about. Vicky, I'm so sorry. Pekasek? Jill Hoffart, thank you. Vicky Hagstotz, Randolph Me, Alex DeBellis. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let me know. I'm really sorry.
DeBellis, maybe?
What did I say? DeBellis?
DeBellis. DeBellis. Hey, we're doing our best. But thank you so much. That's part of our little producer program that we have here on YouTube. If you want to learn more about that, we've got the link in the description. It's a monthly contribution that's helping us grow our show. And we give you behind the scenes, bloopers. We just released a little teaser trailer. So there's a lot of things that we can't release publicly that we do within the producer section for their time and contribution. So if it's something you're interested in or you want to learn about, that's in the description as well. And then last but not least, before we get into the juicy, juicy days of our lives, our sponsor. Our new sponsor. We have another sponsor that we're welcoming to the family, and it's called Reset, and they are just incredible. You have a morning and you have a night. They're supplements that are natural stress support, and especially in today's world and even last year's world, life in general as you become an adult can be stressful, filled with anxiety. And these products here, I want to read from the box because I will butcher it. They can help ease stress, help calm the nervous system, stimulates the body's natural defenses for immunity, promotes relaxation, and it's caffeine-free, melatonin-free, sourced from natural ingredients, vegan, GMO-free, and made right here in the USA. The company has an incredible mission. They're very thoughtful and very authentic, and they're just little capsules, and even the nighttime one has like a lavender mint taste, so it goes down smooth. But I've been taking them now for a few days. I'm really enjoying them, so if you want to give it a shot and try to relieve a little stress, you can do so at their website, Reset, R3set.com, and you can use NoStreesFA for 10% off at checkout, or you can get them at Target.com as well. So there's a few options for you, and you can check out their website and read up on it and see all the details if it's something that you're interested in. But we stand behind them, and we only bring you the best of the best here on the Freddie Alyssa Show. So thank you. Welcome to the family, Reset. We appreciate you very, very much. Now,
bada bing, bada boom.
If I haven't talked enough, people are like, hey, Freddie, listen, we appreciate the shirts. We appreciate the producer shout-outs. We appreciate the sponsor. But can you please get to if Will and Sonny are going to have a baby? I'm like talking like Tim Dillon now because I watch him so much. My voice is slowly changing. It's getting very raspy.
No. Can we just say this week's EPs were so good. Very exciting.
A lot of airtime.
A lot of airtime. We were watching it, and I was like, wow, there were tons of
It could have been the 6 hours of commercials in between, or it could have been that we were on a long time, or a combination of both. I do know if I ever need a hammer, where to go, Ace Hardware, because my God, I've seen so many Ace Hardware commercials while watching.
There goes Tim Dillon again.
There it comes. It's slowly creeping out.
He's a comedian, if you guys don't know who that is.
Yeah, very raunchy, so I don't know if it's going to be your cup of tea. But yeah, so a lot of airtime, and I really enjoy when we have long episodes, because I've said this before on the podcast, where when I get the script and I go, today's going to be a really hard day, but then when you watch it, it's so rewarding because it was so long. But even Sonny was just kind of being the supportive husband today, watching Will and what is Lindsay's character's name?
Oh, I don't know. His sister in the show. I could look at
Allie.
Allie.
Not to be confused with Allie Sweeney. Isn't that crazy? All the names. Then there was like Sean Christian at one point, and then Christopher Sean, and then all the different names. And there's Brady Black, but then there's
Brady the character.
Brady, but then the Brady family. So there's a lot of intertwined things. And then someone says, I really hope Hope will be here. I will call Will. So all these names, I'm just like, what? But Lindsay does a really good job that she had to bring up a lot of exposition in Tuesday's episode.
Yeah.
And she has to mention, like, you and Sonny and Gabby, and she doesn't know these people. She had to do her research and really figure this out, and she's knocking it out of the park.
Oh, she crushed.
And I love just being the supportive, I guess you can call me a veteran at this point, right? 9 years.
Yeah.
Celebrated on June 23rd, my 9 years in Salem. My first episode was 9 years ago on June 23rd. So I guess I'm a veteran.
You are a veteran.
A veteran?
I don't know what the word that is. A veteran.
A veteran.
Or a veteran.
A veteran. I've been there a while. So, but anyway, I like to be supportive because everyone was so supportive to me when I had to come in, do these monologues, be able to tap into emotion with one take. And my character was just able to sit in and watch Will and Allie just talk, and I was able to throw my 2 cents in, be supportive, fix her some sandwiches.
Oh, I about lost it at that point. I gotta tell you though, watching you in these scenes, you were so excited about the prospect of possibly being able to adopt, and you could just see it all over your face, and it was precious.
Yeah, I had to get myself excited. You have to just kind of think of, that it's real.
Anything?
No.
You don't do that.
It's really crazy to look back because you just build the tool, you're just sitting there just like excited, and you're talking to Brian of like, oh no, like, it's going to be, we would never do that to her. And I'm not thinking of anything. I'm just playing the emotion because I've tapped into it so much.
Yeah. So
you just have to be excited. You're like, oh my God, we're having a baby. And you got to play the camera. It's a lot of playing the camera as well. Like, what's going to be on you. So you kind of.
Of course.
I always want to be interesting. So next time you watch an episode, really watch me even if I'm not talking. I make it a point to always be acting when I'm not acting. And I love just these kind of episodes where they were very long. I didn't say much, but you could tell I was like in it.
That's one of my favorite things, though, is watching an actor who isn't speaking in a scene. Because I just love to see how they exist. And because that's really what makes, I feel, a scene really interesting.
Yeah, to make it look real.
When you're talking or I'm talking right now, for someone to be able to watch you, oh, maybe you'll edit it like that. You know what I was act like you care.
Well, there's times I know that we're not. So you'll be talking and I'll be checking the audio and people are like, he must be just listening the whole time. I'm like, no, I have to make sure that both the red lights are on, that this is working, that I'm not blowing out the microphone.
I know.
That we've got our questions.
Earlier. What is this, my first podcast?
Did you scream?
I kind of got excited. It's been a long day. It's been a long year.
I feel our energy is all over the place on today's episode because we're doing it at night. We never film at night, and we're on our second cup of coffee, and but I have no pressure because usually if we film on Friday and I'm airing Friday, I'm like, I have to film it, we have to edit it, and it's going to take 4.5 hours, and I'm like, I don't want to get it out too late.
Yeah.
Where today, we're going to edit tonight, and I'm not putting it out till tomorrow, so I'm kind of just having a good time.
Yeah, I think the second cup of Joe kind of put me over the edge. I'm real wired right now.
I am too. I am very, very wired. There's one other thing that I wanted to...
I need a reset.
You do need a reset. Take the whole bottle. I don't know if that's recommended. Don't take the whole bottle. But I got to say what's super interesting, which has never happened, in my days of my lives or days of our lives career, is for those of you who don't know, we had our very last filming day on Thanksgiving. The whole show. Oh. So Thanksgiving, we shut down for 9 to 10 weeks, and then we came back in February. Well, those 2 weeks in February, why are you laughing at me?
I'm not. I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
Notice what? That you're smiling. You're laughing at me.
I'm not laughing. Continue. I'm just listening.
Who listens with the smile that big? She's like this in there. So.
Continue.
So we had a 9-week break.
Okay.
And then I went back for just 2 weeks and filmed 6 episodes. Mm-hmm. I've probably have maybe 20 episodes left. But I haven't filmed much from Thanksgiving until today.
Okay.
So my long-winded answer here, or my long-winded thing is, I actually remember shooting these scenes because I haven't shot any more scenes. Typically, if I wasn't let go, or if this whole thing, when the world didn't shut everything down, I would have filmed all of December, January, February, March, April, May, and June. 7 more months. And I do about 10 to 15 episodes a month. So 100 more episodes, which is like 500 scenes, I would have filmed up till today. So when people ask me about things that are being aired right now, I have 500 more scenes in my brain of storylines and everything I remembered. So I'd never remember what's going on. But because these are kind of some of my last episodes and I haven't filled my head with other storylines, I remember everything for the very first time. So I'm watching these scenes. I was like, we just filmed these. Because like nothing has clouded my... This is the first time I remember. Like, I know exactly what's going to happen up until I leave.
Interesting.
Because I haven't filled my head with 70 to 100 more episodes.
So it's more fresh.
It's way more fresh. Way more fresh.
I like that. But that's kind of cool because you got a bunch of... It's so funny because we were chatting about a lot of the questions we've been getting, and so many people ask about storyline. And so, right now, you do remember a lot of what's happening, which is great. And also, too, there's so many things in the storyline that everyone wants to know, but we can't give it away, per se, because that's a spoiler.
Yeah,
and we don't do that here, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, we can't... We can't give any spoilers away. So a lot of the questions I got from Instagram were storylines, and especially since it's Wilson departing, I have to be extra careful of what we say or not say. So I'm just going to leave all storyline questions off because you'll find out soon enough, which is September. And for the couple of questions that, I keep on saying, and by the way, we interviewed Eric Martzoff. So that's coming out next week. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so that you don't miss out on next week's episode. Probably Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Martzoff will come. But we talked.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying we talked about when we're going to go back as a whole, and also, when Will and Sonny would potentially be back. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but I think everyone's always came back. So there's a good chance we will. I just don't know when the show's going to start, let alone when Will and Sonny would be back. But the door is open.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we were technically fired because we stole office supplies or something. Like.
None of that.
Yeah. So we could be back.
Time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah.
And so I know we can't really answer any storyline questions today, but we did have a few I wanted to ask you.
Great.
If you're down.
Let's do it.
Better be. Okay, number 1. What's harder, shooting the soap opera or the podcast?
The soap.
Yeah?
The soap opera is much, much harder for multiple reasons. One, you have to memorize lines. Mm-hmm. And you don't really have room with that tedious schedule for air. Mm-hmm. You have to be really a Golden Glove, baseball reference, to get all of this done.
More pressure.
So a lot of people ask, do you have bloopers? Not really. There's really no time to joke around. There's no time to laugh. And people will allow you to laugh maybe once or twice, and the whole studio will laugh with you, but then everybody kind of, goes,
gotta get back.
We got to get this done before lunch. So it's a very rapid pace. So there's really not many bloopers. The one blooper I was going to mention, it's not a blooper, but it's really funny, and I don't remember what episode it was. But anytime we're doing a phone call where there's somebody else, so if it's just me on the phone and Sonny's looking out going, hey, Uncle Vic, I'm going to pick you up. I'll be there in 10 minutes. He's not on the other end of the phone.
Right.
But if they cut from me to Uncle Vic somewhere else and we're having an actual conversation, if the actor's in the studio and is available, we'll come out and read the opposite part so that I'm acting with Chandler. So he's reading offset by the cameras, his lines, so that I can say my lines and actually hear him. And that happens rare because most of the time you're shooting at different times and they don't have an actor come in to do that. The stage manager will just read it.
I was just going to ask.
But if they're there, they'll do it. And one time, Chandler, instead of being outside behind the cameras, he hid behind the Kiriakis mansion couch and just laid on the floor while I was facing out towards the bar, where we grabbed the thing. And I'm like, whatever I was saying, it's like, when are you going to be home? He's like, I'm working. He's like behind the couch. So I'm sitting here acting serious, and he's behind me behind the couch doing it. And everyone had a good time with that. So there's certain times we'll goof around, but if I was laughing because of it, then it would have become a problem.
Yeah.
But because we were able to goof around but get it done and make it serious, it makes it more fun. And I think everyone likes the levity.
Love that. It's crazy, too, because with the soap, there's way more pressure, but you are solely acting when you go into work.
Great point.
You do all of it.
Yes.
Produce, write, edit.
Book the guests. Correspond with the guest.
Yep.
Make sure the lighting's good, the video's good. You have to pay for the equipment. You have to make the investment. So you get 100% of the earnings, but you also have to invest 100% of all the problems that happen, any of the expenses, any of the advertising. With Days of Our Lives, I just show up, I do my acting. I don't have to worry about my hair, my makeup, the producing, the storyline. I don't have to worry about anything.
Take all that
wardrobe.
For granted,
I don't have to iron my wardrobe. I don't have to wash
steamed.
it. That's so true. So it's easier in that sense. You just show up and act.
Yeah.
But this doesn't require the same amount of mental...
Well, stress or stimulation, because if we joke off and have a fun time...
If we joke off? Is that a new one? Combination of...
If we joke around, I don't know what is up with my brain today. It's got to be the caffeine. I literally feel like I'm everywhere. But if we joke around and we're having a good time, we're laughing, it either goes with the show or we just have bloopers and we can redo it or you can edit it out.
But the pod, we're so improv anyway. You have questions, but I don't know what I'm going to say to them.
Sure.
So we basically just, it's way easier because it's improv and it's in our spare bedroom. You don't have to leave. You don't have to get dressed. I can wear shorts.
Which I hope you're wearing.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, good. I like that. Let's go on to question 2. What is your favorite part of the Emmy process?
When it ends.
One of those days, eh?
Yeah, it's extremely tedious, and just because we don't prepare, where this next year I'm prepared because I made an acting reel, I actually have the scenes down that I want to use. But if you don't write down when a good scene happens, they just send you 104 episodes for the year, and you have to look through them and find an episode where you like what you're doing. And then you have to go and email, scene number 1 at 11 minutes and 27 seconds to 12 minutes and 45 seconds. Sonny starts off by saying, "Hey, Will, where have you been?" And then the scene ends with Brian Datillo or Lucas saying, "Wait, what did you just say?" And then you hit enter, and then it has to be within 4 minutes, and it can't be. There's all these rules.
Yeah. And
then you send it in, and the judging process is tedious because you're sitting through hours of people's acting. And the winning, people who win the Emmy, it's based off of your work you've done in the submission process more than your body of work. Which I guess is probably done in the Primetime Emmys and Oscars and all of that.
Yeah.
So you're winning an award as a Oscar winner or as an Emmy Award winning actor for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Based on 4 minutes that you pull out of your entire 104 episodes of the whole year. And if you happen to guess right, you'll win. And I didn't realize that. When I won in 2015, I'm super grateful because I felt I've had a lot of really good stuff that was the same caliber that hasn't even got me a prenom in the last 5 years.
I feel too, though, you're really rogue with the sense of what you find to be good acting is more in the simplistic moments of making something interesting. And I think a lot of people, especially anyone who's, judging the Emmys, prefer to see that really dramatic crying, the big scenes. Like, isn't that what you won for when you won that year? You were yelling at Gabby, so that's what they wanted to see. And I feel like a lot of the times you always have moved a little bit more to the side of, ooh, this is really natural. This is
real
interesting.
moments
real
that
moments.
Well, because Chandler told me a long time ago, he goes, you have to submit things that you're proud of and you're happy with. Because if you try to, because I did it one year where I tried to I didn't like my acting in it, but I was betting that the performance is what the judges wanted, and I didn't get nominated.
Interesting.
So I said, well, from here on out, if I'm not going to get nominated, or I will, I want it to be at least a scene I'm proud of.
Yeah.
And now next year, I'm interested.
You had some great...
Because with my mom passing away, with me flipping out on Maggie, with me freaking out on Brock, on Evan, or Christian, whatever the hell his name is now. All of that stuff,
he has another name?
Yeah, he was his fake alias name. I think his real name's Christian.
Oh my gosh.
His first name, I think we talked about him when he was on our podcast. I forget what his first name was in the script. They changed it like 3 times. I think it was like Todd at one point.
Interesting.
But anyway, I'm really going to go for it next year because I've got the juicy stuff. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. And that would be really cool to, because it's been 5 years. So I need to, as Chandler said, he goes, you can't rest on your laurels. Is that the saying?
I don't know.
I forget what it was. It's been 5 years. So I'm like, I want to get nominated again. But the process in general is very tedious, and if you happen to be nominated or win and the show wins, it's all worth it.
Now, did you vote this year?
I didn't.
No? So it's not mandatory?
It's not mandatory, and this year, just because I was leaving the show and it got pushed back and all of that, I just didn't vote.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, but I did. Yeah. I think the last year we did for sure.
Yeah.
I think I've done it maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
I voted, yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing that a few times watching with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's fun.
And then the last thing I'll say about it is it's also very difficult because you almost feel obligated to vote for your own castmates.
I was going to say.
And so you're battling with your internal self going, I've known this person for 7 years or 9 years or 10 years or 2 years, but he or she is my fourth pick and you're only picking 3. But then you feel like you're cheating if you're only playing favorites, even though someone else might have submitted a better reel. So it makes you also wonder, at what point do people care, or are some people voting going, I will not vote for any other soap except my own actors? So is it...
Well, and has anyone ever looked at the numbers of how many people are voting from this show? How many people are voting from this show? Because
I would love to know.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
But then Days of Our Lives won Best Show. So if that was the case, it makes you think, then,
Yeah.
It makes you think that it has to be fair.
And so as far as the prenoms go, who chooses that?
Same thing. The actors. So we'll just get different categories. So for me, the last year I got younger actress category, and I got maybe supporting male or something, or leading male. It was leading male and younger actress.
Got it.
So I wasn't in those categories, so I voted in those categories.
So do you think it's the same way for talk shows, those different categories where they all watch each other and vote? Or do you think that's different?
Who would you have vote, though?
I don't know.
And I'm also wondering if voting would ever move to the fans, or if there was just a designated group of people that are on the Academy.
Like the Oscars.
That would vote so that it's not based on people being able to...
being swayed on their show. And so when you guys vote, it's solely actors voting for actors.
Yep, from the 4 soaps. So the GH leading woman category is probably voting for the supporting male. So everyone just so there's 4 soaps and everyone's voting, and you have to hope that people vote based on how good people actually are.
Yeah.
Or, and you have the last thing too. What if I work with someone on the show where I know they're talented, but then the 4 minutes they picked, I go,
not your best
I'm missing
work.
something. Like, why would you pick this 4 minutes in my head? It's not the best, but I know how good you are. So I'm going to vote for you based on your body of work, or am I voting on you based on this 4 minutes? So it's very complicated. So that's my long-winded answer to that question, but I was just being honest. It's a very tedious process, and I wish there was a way that people could vote differently, but I don't know how you would do it. It'd have to be an academy that would do it, because if you do fans, then it's going to be based on popularity more than it is people's performances, right?
Didn't you say they were having a after party on Zoom this year? That's so interesting for the Emmys.
Who knows what's going to happen? If it's a free-for-all, it's going to be a disaster.
Well, how do you sit on a Zoom and all hang out and talk?
So someone will have to host it, and everyone just waves or something.
Hey, guys. Great after party. I got my water.
Yeah. We're going to watch it live and do a live podcast, but we're going to record it so that it's not boring for 2 hours. So we'll record it for 2 hours of us watching it live, and then we'll release probably a 37 to 42 minute condensed version for all of you.
Are you going to wear your suit?
Yeah, maybe I'll wear my suit.
He's so cute.
I'll bring my Emmy in.
Oh, no.
Reminisce.
Oh, no, he will too. Okay, one more question
okay.
we've got time for. How often do you work?
Well, when I was working, we had a schedule of typically 3 weeks on, 1 week off, plus weekends.
Got it.
So in a given month, typically the most we would ever work is 15 days. Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, and then we'd be off. So it'd be 15 days. But also, especially with the Will and Sonny, unless we're in an actual big storyline, but most of the time we kind of flow in and out. I would say 80% of the time I work 3 days a week. So of the Monday through Friday work schedule, I would work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Friday, and that's it.
You had a really great schedule.
So I actually did the math once because I was curious because I like to break down numbers.
You did the math? Shocker.
And I worked 9.8 days a month in 2018 or 19 whenever I did that.
It's insanity.
So 9.8. And then the average, this is where it gets kind of crazy. With an average of 60 hours a month.
Oh my God.
So 9.8 days, and within those 9.8 days, 60 hours were worked.
Lucky duck.
Yeah.
The life of an actor.
Well, life as a soap actor.
Soap actor.
It kind of actually almost tarnishes a little bit of any kind of primetime show.
Because you're there all day.
Because you wake up, even when I did 90210, I remember waking up at 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you had to drive to the Pacific Palisades because that's where you're shooting that day. And then you sit on set for 14 hours to do one scene, and then you drive home at 1 in the morning.
So it kind of spoils everything. But not every soap has the same schedule. I know some of them, you're there all day long. Days just happen to have a really...
That's what makes it so
sketch.
worth it that we've been able to do all this stuff on the side. Worth it in a work regard,
Sure.
in the sense that we had all this extra time to work on other projects, and it just frees you up to travel, to do other things. And
all while working on this hit television show that everyone loves, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of the best of both worlds. And that, too, is probably why you were able to tell the story for so long. You know, because you always had other interests as well. That's just part of who you are. And so you were able to pursue those.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
You know?
Yeah, if I was tied up where I couldn't do anything else, I would have had a harder time, you know, do I want to continue? But days, because you don't work really much, I can always do it.
Yeah.
Days is a spare time job that pays well, and I can do other things.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Rather than acting.
Yes.
Because it does conflict with acting jobs, but with everything else we're doing, it fits in perfect. So that's why I've always told people I'm willing to go back because, A, I want to continue the Wilson storyline, but the schedule is just amazing.
Yeah.
So
we shall see.
We shall see. But is there anything else from these episodes? There's just because it's very story heavy, I can't bring up what's going to happen, but we're going to work on trying to adopt her baby, I think, or maybe
you
not.
Think?
And then
I think you know, sir.
I do know. Are
you acting?
I might be. Maybe I should submit this for my Emmy reel.
I hear Tim Dillon coming out again.
It's starting to end. And
oh man.
But anyway, so thank you all so much. We've got about, I just flip right back into Freddie there.
There he is.
We have 10 more of these recaps?
Yes.
So we got about 10 more recaps, I would say. I forget, but I think around 10 more recaps every Friday leading up until the departure.
It's going to go fast, too. Time is flying right now.
June went by.
I can't believe it's almost
And there's only 30 days in June.
Oh, that's true.
So next Wednesday is the 1st. So we have a lot coming up. And then I'm also going to hit up Chandler and see if he'd be interested in coming on once because I want to do the final recap, just like we've been doing.
Yep.
And then see if Chandler will come on via Zoom video conference and we can talk about, everything. And but we'll wait until that time comes because who knows, we might be back to work by then where I can just ask him in person. And then we'll see because I know Bold and the Beautiful started back up, but who knows? When we know something, we'll let you know. Believe me, I got my ears to the ground.
Yeah, you do.
So we'll be good. But thanks, everyone. We appreciate you. And
yes, if you have any questions, drop them below for next week.
Yeah.
We're always here. We love connecting. Let us know what you guys thought about this week's episodes and what you thought of the storyline of Wilson. Do you guys think they're going to adopt the baby, or do you think they're going to not adopt the baby?
We might be going to space.
We love you, and we're excited to watch the Emmys and do a little recap for that, too. So be sure to check
So we'll be right back here tomorrow. All right, everyone. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.